My name's Johnny Rose, and this is Bully Boy Carter. Hello, Bully.
Hey, you right?
Yeah, good, mate. You.
Yeah, I'm good.
Today, we're talking about Hercules. Last week we did Skinner. It was your choice. And today we're trying, and we're looking at we're looking at 4 matches apiece of Hercules. I don't know why I picked Hercules. I've always been a fan, but just got about his first name that came into my head, so I thought we'll roll with him.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan as well, to be honest.
Hercules was Raymond Fernandez, born on May the 7th, 1956, and died March the 6th, 2004.
All right. I can't see you on the screen at the minute.
Oh, I can see me.
Can you see you?
I can see me.
Can you see me?
I've just turned the screen around.
I can see you, but
yeah. I can see you.
I can't see you.
I can see you. I can hear you.
Yeah? Can you see us both?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I can't see anything in the middle. I can just see me.
Probably a blessing.
You are?
Probably a blessing.
Yeah.
Hercules. 6'1", 270 pounds. Trained by Eddie Sharkey. We spoke about Eddie Sharkey before, haven't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I didn't know Hercules was trained by him, to be honest. I knew all the other guys, the main crew, but I didn't know Hercules was in that group of people, that had been trained by him. So I was quite surprised.
I didn't know he was from Minnesota, so he might not have been. He might have just gone there for training, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I've got a list of just some of the people Eddie Sharkey's trained or helped train. Austin Aries, Bob Backlund, Larry Cameron, Davari, Smash, Derek Dukes, Paul Ellering, the Beverly Brothers, Nikita Koloff, Lenny Lane, Berserker, Charlie Norris, ODB, LOD, Rick Rude, Eric Rowan, Rick Steiner, Jesse Ventura, Warlord Z-Man, Jerry Lynn, Medusa. That's a hell of a list, isn't it? That's like a main event list.
It's an impressive list, isn't it?
He started wrestling in 81 in Florida, quickly went to Texas, and then the big break came in Central States where he teamed with Dewey Robinson before he was the missing link. He also feuded with Manny Fernandez and Harley Race. Hercules and Harley Race were two strong motherfuckers, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
83 went to Florida for the first time. 83 to 84, he was at Jim Crockett, tagging with Jody Hamilton as the Assassins, where he was unmasked by Jimmy Valiant. 84 to 85 in Mid-South, where he wrestled as Mr. Wrestling and also Hercules Hernandez, managed by Jim Cornette. Florida, he was NWA Southern Champion, beating B. Brian Blair, and Florida Heavyweight Champion, beating Hector Guerrero. He was double, both champions at the same time. But he was fired for fighting in the dressing room with Wahoo McDaniels. That would have been pretty brutal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Briefly wrestled for World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, and then went to the WWF 85 to 92.
Right.
Quite a run in WWF, like 7 years.
Yeah, it's a good run. He had a lot of experience before he went there, though, didn't he? 4 years before WWF, but he went a lot of places, didn't he?
4 years in some fair, like good territories as well, like big territories.
Yeah.
In the WWF, there's a pattern emerging here. Like, originally in WWF, he was managed by Freddie Blassie.
Yeah.
First pay-per-view appearance was WrestleMania 2 against Steamboat, which I thought was like the second best show of the match of the show, other than the Bulldog Dream Team tag.
Mm-hmm.
And then Blassie sold the contracts to Slick.
Yeah.
Slick sold the contract to Heenan, and Heenan sold the contract to Ted DiBiase. So between like 86 and 88, he had his contract sold 3 times.
Yeah. So just trying to get rid of it,
He used to wear like this Roman gladiator costume, but that kind of disappeared once Hercules got hold of him, and they dropped the Hernandez name at that point as well.
Right, yeah.
WrestleMania 2 was Steamboat. 3 was Billy Jack Haynes.
Oh yeah, I
4
remember
was
that one.
5 Harku. 6 was Earthquake. After 6 was kind of game over for Hercules in WWF, really, isn't it? He did the Power and Glory thing, but that was short lived.
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing because I really like that team. To be honest, I thought they could have.
I like Power and Glory, but
I
it
thought it
was
was an
just
ideal
very
team.
short lived. And after that, it was just kind of glorified enhancement.
Yeah.
92, he went to WCW and wrestled as the Super Invader in The Mask, managed by
Right.
Harley Race. 93, 94 in New Japan, and spent the last 5 years of his wrestling career on independents throughout the world, some for the American Wrestling Federation, Tito Santana and Sergeant Slaughter's promotion.
All right.
I put Hercules Wrestling into YouTube, and I got 5 other Herculeses.
Yeah.
One was Johnny England's AWA Hercules. Like, Johnny England was like a muscle man, fucking English wrestler from Wolverhampton, and he used to just go into gyms and find muscle men and make them, turn them into American wrestlers. I saw 3 of their shows as a kid, and they were like, they're right and like, but back when I was a kid, they were just fucking meaty men. And when
Yeah.
American wrestling was getting big over here, it was just, it was totally different, I suppose. Hercules Boyd, who was trained by Vern Gagne, Billy Robinson, and Brad Reagans at the AWA school. Hercules Cortez, who was a Spanish dude, came to America in '58, also wrestled in the AWA. Hercules Ayala, who was a Puerto Rican dude, wrestled in Puerto Rico and Canada.
Yeah, I remember him from Stampede. That's like I know that's the other Hercules I'd heard of.
Yeah, I think he tagged with Jim Neidhart, I think, in Stampede.
Yeah, he did actually. I think, yeah. I remember seeing some old stuff.
Yeah. And the other Hercules was Hercules the Wrestling Bear, Andy Robinson, the Scottish wrestler's bear
Yeah,
that he had as a
pet. My dad used to mention him to me quite often. Andy Robinson the bear and that.
So we watched 4 matches apiece, didn't we?
Yeah.
What was your first one? Should we do them in chronological order again?
Yeah. The first one I've got is must be from '85. It's from Mid-South. Dusty. Dusty Rhodes and Duggan against Hercules and Butch Reed, which was a fantastic match. It was a street fight, bunkhouse type match, street clothes and everything. There wasn't any commentary on it, but fucking brilliant. And I'm a big fan of all 4 of these guys in it, and it was a fantastic match. The crowd were into it like absolutely crazy from beginning to end. And the heels actually, I was surprised that the heels went over. Like Herc got the pin on Dusty, and like Cornette's in Hercules' corner, and they do the salt in the eyes to Duggan outside the ring. And then in the ring, Dusty Rhodes hits the big elbow drop for the finish, but Butch Reed just comes along, kicks him in the head, and Hurt gets the 3 count. But yeah, very entertaining. It was just like a massive brawl, really, 4 guys, and yeah, there was a couple of spots in it that that we'll both be familiar with. They've got the old do-si-do in the tag match. And then there's the fucking knee in the back for the cut off. Some real simple shit. But the crowd were loving it.
Like they've been watching our shit, right?
That's it. And I was watching it thinking, fucking hell, they stole what we do. It's all I've got, all that stuff,
That's 4 main event dudes right there, isn't it? 4 big names.
Big names. And fucking Duggan in Mid-South was over as hell, weren't he? He was so over. And obviously we all know how popular Dusty is. And I've always been a big fan of
Hercules as well. To put Hercules over Dusty is pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big deal, that, isn't it? Real big deal. I was I was surprised when when they got the win. Really. I mean, Butch Reed was a big name as well in Mid-South, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm Dusty really, out of those four, for that time anyway, Dusty was kind of like the least mid-southy person, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because like
He
Butch
was like
Reed,
a visitor, like a guest, I guess.
You are.
I guess he would have been like a, like a visitor, like a touring guest, very much like, like Andre used to go to
Yeah,
different territories. I
yeah,
guess
yeah. I was just
Dusty
about to say
was kind
that,
of
yeah.
nipping in. He wasn't a regular there, was he?
Nah, yeah. I guess that's probably why he took the fall, isn't it?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
My first one was 85 from Florida.
Yeah.
Hercules managed by Percy Pringle, who became
Uh-huh.
Paul. Against Mark Youngblood. I think in my head I had Jay Youngblood, like
Right.
the thing about Jay Youngblood, that Youngblood. But I got kind of like the less capable brother.
Yeah.
It was all right, but a bit of a mistake. I made two mistakes. We watched 4 Hercules matches, and I made 2 mistakes in my picks, really. And this was
Right.
one of them. It was all right, but it was just kind of like a bit of a squash.
Yeah.
Hercules just squashed him. A couple of little bits, like those elbows Kevin Nash did.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking lame, to be fair. Nash is, but Hercules is right. They were like proper jabs, and that was. He did those in the corner, but he also did a right good
Right.
elbow for the finish, like a huge leapfrog for a man of that size. I thought was pretty impressive. And
Yeah.
then like this fucking elbow that looked like it took Youngblood's chin off.
Well, was it like in the corner?
The one he did some in the corner earlier on in the match, but the
Right.
elbow was off the rope. Like he leapfrogged him first, and then
Right.
as Youngblood came back off, he caught him on the chin.
Was it just
And
like a standing elbow?
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember watching a fucking I'm sure it was a Power and Glory match with fucking John Allen's my tag partner, and we're watching it on TV, and it was just against an enhancement guy. I can't remember who it was, but fucking hell, he was just stood up. They were just literally like facing each other, and he just swung his elbow back and smashed him right in the right in the jaw. And me and John just thought, fucking hell, we can't. We're like, it must be because he was wrestling, like you know what I mean? Because he wouldn't have done it on like against like a Hogan or something. But like it was just like it just looked like he was just taking the piss out of this like lesser known guy. But it looked brutal
I
as
don't know
fuck.
whether this was Mark Youngblood's selling or whether it was a legit fucking elbow to the chops. But
Right,
either way, it was impressive looking.
right,
Yeah, but that was that 85 in Florida.
all right.
What would you have next?
My next one is from Saturday night's main event, 1987, Bam Bam Bigelow against Hercules. Which,
Right, big ones.
yeah, it was this match. It was weird because basically, it was like a power match. Obviously, like I say, two big guys, and basically the start of the match was just trying to outpower the other one, and it leads to Hercules clotheslining him over the top. Hercules is the heel here again, and then it literally goes into a double count out. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, that was quick, like literally like a couple of minutes, and I was like, oh, I've chose the wrong match here. But then fucking Bam Bam gets on the mic and then does the whole, can we have another 5 more minutes or whatever it is kind of thing. And it went on to be quite a decent match. And I was quite surprised Bam Bam got the win. He does that fucking spring over the top rope, like the catapult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like as Hercules is on the floor kind of thing. And at one point, I didn't think Bam Bam was going to make it. He went like right back off the apron, and the rope was like proper, like it didn't look like he was going to make it, but he made it.
Front row.
You are.
Like the rope was in the front row.
That's literally like what it looked like. I was like, fuck yeah, no. But no, he made it, and it looked really good. And so I actually put the match went from piss poor to actually great. Like literally, like it actually turned out to be pretty decent and enjoyable. It wasn't that long, but no, it was all right. That quite enjoyable.
Was Oliver Humperdinck managing Bam Bam?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah. I don't really know too much about him. I only I've not seen a lot of him. Like as far as
I think it was like mainly Florida.
Yeah, yeah, because he wasn't around for a long time in WWF, was he? Like all the all the footage I watch and the old shows I watch, he's never really on them.
Yeah, I think primarily Florida, and then he did the stuff with Freebirds in WCW.
Right.
That's about all that springs to mind, really.
Mm.
Um, my second one was also Saturday night's main event, the year before yours, 1986.
Right.
Wrestling Hogan for the title.
All right. Okay.
This one's on the Superheroes WWF tape.
All right.
Which is the first WWF show I ever had. It's WWF VHS tape I ever had. So I really like this one. Hogan's got blue knee pads on, which I thought was really rare, and I've not seen it in any other match before or since.
All right. Okay.
Like the Bam Bam one, like very test of strength, and the tackles and nobody moves, that kind of stuff, which you expect for two big dudes. It was a very kind of Hogan match. But I'm not saying that negatively. I love me some Hogan. I do.
Yeah.
Hogan's the biggest fucking cheating babyface of all time ever. Like punching the shit and back raking and all this shit. But at one point, Hogan goes after Heenan, and Heenan takes this fucking hellacious dive over the top rope, which like brilliant. Like lands on his feet perfectly, but he almost cartwheels over the top rope, like.
Right. Yeah.
Proper puts Hogan over. Hogan misses this fucking big elbow, and then there's like a shitload of heat, barrel, chin lock, like slow stuff. But Hogan suffered so well for Hercules, and I think Hogan always did for anyone really. You know what I mean? Like, people shit on Hogan for his ability, but he didn't have to wrestle. He sold well. He sold better than any other big man I can ever remember.
Yeah.
That leg drop was fucking legendary. It's a leg drop, but it's fucking legendary.
Yeah, it's like
I can't put Hogan over enough, to be fair. I'm a massive fan.
He's wrongly shit on, because I think most people that shit on him were probably the biggest Hulkamaniacs back in the day. Like, they shit on him now because of his style, but these are the same people that were cheering him on when they were, you know what I mean? He'd done the job, what he was meant to do.
I was saying yesterday, ask anyone of any sort of an older generation, but ask anyone to name an American wrestler, and anyone that's not even seen wrestling before, it'd be the one they pick.
Yeah, I always say that as well. Like I say that all the time when you talk about, like comparing today to like years ago. I always say go and ask someone who like somebody is nowadays, like a wrestler now. They won't know who the fuck you're on about unless they watch wrestling. Yeah. But like Hogan, everyone knows who Hogan is,
Yeah, and it's not just his movies and music and fucking literally everything, and he's been involved in it. Earned more money and drew more assholes on seats than fucking anyone for many years over that long period of time. Steve Austin was great and The Rock was great and yada yada, and I'm sure there's draws now, but for that length of time, I don't think there's anyone else.
Yeah, it was a long time, wasn't it? Like practically a decade, wasn't it? Not far off a decade.
Yeah, 84 to certainly. Fucking well, I mean, he's still doing it when he went to WCW in '94, right?
Yeah.
So it continues. It's got to be 10 years, and then the NWO thing. And I know we've gone a bit off topic, but I'm just kind of putting Hogan over. I fucking love him, I do.
The funny thing is, I actually love Hogan more now than when I was a kid, which is quite bizarre.
Off the ropes, bootleg, done. Both did crack in. Hogan's a god. Hercules put him over well, but Hulk put Hercules over well by selling. Fucking Bobby Heenan's dive over the top rope was fab. Love it. Cracking. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs.
There we go.
7 out, so that was for me.
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is from Primetime 1988, and it's Hercules against Boris Zhukov.
Oh, go on.
I love me some Boris, I do. He's definitely my favourite Boris. He just edges out Boris Johnson.
If you had to rank Boris's.
You're right.
If you had to rank your Borises,
Yeah,
Zukov would beat Johnny.
Boris Zhukov's definitely my favourite Boris. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So Hercules was obviously the face in this one. What have I got written down here? I put the match was okay. Like, probably it wasn't as good as the others, but it was certainly well above average. I'd have thought. It was a simple match. It was a short match. Herc he had a bit of most of it was his shine, cut off by Boris. He ducks a fucking. I think he ducks the line. And Herc like clotheslines himself on the top rope, like a stun gun type thing for the cutoff, which was pretty decent. And then it made sense as well because Boris would just work the neck then, doing some holds on the neck and stuff like that. And then the finish was the fucking he done the old torture act for the finish, and like Boris tapped out. But yeah, it was a decent match. It was like it's a nice solid match really. But I thought I'd have something a bit different,
Like a short TV match, was it? Like, like one of them 4 or 5 minute jobbies.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think it might have been about 7 minutes absolute tops. I think something like that. Yeah, but it was just one of them matches that was, you get some matches that they're not like fucking 8-star meltzers, but they're just there to do the job, aren't they? And that's what it done. It was, I enjoyed it. I like them kind of matches. They don't all have to be 20 minutes slobber knockers, So no, but
and Boris did his job, which at the time was just kind of another glorified enhancement guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, I love some Boris Zhukov though. I do like Boris.
You look a little bit like Boris at the minute, to be fair.
You know what? I was literally just about to say that. I was watching this match yesterday, and I thought, fucking hell, I'm looking a bit like him. And I got a group chat on Facebook with like 3-4 other guys, and I sent them a message saying, fucking hell, I noticed I look like Boris Zhukov. So I thought that last night. Which there's worse people to look like,
Oh, yeah. So. You need to get yourself one of those fur hats.
Yeah. Yeah.
My third one was also Primetime Wrestling.
All right.
But from 1990 versus Rick the Model Martel.
All right.
They had the little bit, the Bobby Heenan and Gorilla hosting it. They showed that at the start, just before the match. Lord Alfred Hayes and Sean Mooney were commentating. I loved Rick Martel's music. I thought it was class.
Right, yeah. It certainly suited him, didn't it?
Yeah. Mal Phillips was the ring announcer. Controversial sex pest.
Yeah.
Hercules came to the ring, which is the first match of this lot that he had the chain. Like, I read on Wikipedia that the chain came when he started getting managed by Hercules, by Bobby Heenan in '88. That's when the chain appeared.
Right, okay.
That whole swinging it around the ring, I thought was right cool.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the best look for Hercules. Like, when the first match I saw from Florida, he had big hair and fucking, was like a bit slimmer. Then he was the Roman gladiator thing. But this just fucking big man in blue trunks with a chain was like really good look, I thought.
Because I can't imagine him without the chain. You see, the chain became part of him, didn't it? Like, everyone's got that. It's like as much as like
that was just our era, though, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It's just what we watch.
Yeah.
Both men posed. Like, because I suppose Model was the model and Hercules was the big power man. So
Yeah.
both men were posing at the start, and then Martel jumps him, beats the piss out of a long fucking heat at the start of this, to be fair, considering, Hercules was such a fucking beast and Martel was quite a bit smaller. But, he jumps him, chokes him, fucking attacks him all kinds of ways, kicks him outside the ring. There's like a good fucking 3 or 4 minutes outside the ring on this one. The referee clearly forgot how to count. There's a shed load outside the ring. Martel has him near the corner post outside the ring, does the swing, misses, catches his hand, and that gets Hercules back in the control. Fucking bangs his hand off everything, and then just kind of works the wrist and the hand for a good stretch of time. Out of the three, the best sort of psychology of the Hercules matches. Every little comeback Martel has, like a fucking eye poke or a little thumb to the throat or something, always ends up with Hercules back on the arm again.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. The finish, Martel went over because there was a bit more outside the ring. Martel was back in. The old sunset flip over the ropes. Didn't expect Hercules to do a sunset over the ropes, to be fair, but he did. Martel sits down, grabs the ropes, gets the pin. And then after the match, Martel attacks with the atomizer fucking, what was it called? Arrogance spray.
So, yeah.
He attacks Hercules with that and fucking sprays him in the Algins. And then, so Hercules is fucking right, on the mat like fucking, oh, my eyes. And then out comes Paul Roma, babyface Paul Roma, to sort of save Martel.
All right.
This is before Power and Glory, because this is 19. Oh shit! I dropped the book. This is 1990. So before Power and Glory,
right.
It makes you wonder: was Power and Glory initially going to be a face team? Like, I'm sure I've seen one face match with them before they were Power and Glory. Was teaming.
Yeah, that rings a bell for me actually, because I remember them first getting together.
On with Brawler and I don't know whether it's Brawler and Bad News.
All right.
I might have just fucking made that up, but I'm sure I have. I've definitely seen a face match of theirs.
Yeah.
But all in all, Hercules and Ricky Martel was amazing. Really good.
All right.
Okay. Your fourth.
My fourth match is from Primetime 1992, and it's Hercules versus Owen Hart.
Oh.
Yeah. This was a fucking cracking match, I put. It was really, really good. They were both tag wrestlers at the time, I guess. 92, so Herc would have been Power and Glory, wouldn't he? And
just about, yeah. Towards the end.
Yeah, because he had the Power and Glory tights on, I'm sure. And Owen would have been New Foundation time, wouldn't it?
Would have been New Foundation or the other one. Yeah.
But in high energy, he had the fucking MC Hammer pants, didn't he?
Did New Foundation not have those as well?
I don't think they were. Did they?
I'm sure I've seen that. Because Anvil's action figure was in big pants, weren't it? And Owens.
I don't know, because I remember. Well, these tights were they were the same color as the same design as the New Foundation, but they didn't seem baggy. So I don't know if that was a transition, if they changed it or something, but
yeah,
they were definitely tag wrestlers here, because Royal Rumble 92 New Foundation were together, weren't they? Because they had the Orient Express. So it would have been round about that time. So I'm guessing it was part of the New Foundation, but I don't know. But yeah, the match itself was cracking. It started off with some technical like chain type wrestling. Owen was doing all the flashy shit with his fucking, the springboard back thingy off the ropes and stuff that he does.
So
And
good at that.
oh, it was fucking brilliant. There's a spot really simple spot where Owen gets fucking thrown over the top. Herc turns his back. Owen skins the cat to come back in. Fucking drop kicks fucking Hercules on the back of the bonds, and he fucking flies right out the ring. Perfect, fucking brilliant it was. And surprisingly, fucking Owen went over. I wasn't thinking he was gonna.
Oh.
But cross body from the top, like just 1, 2, 3, and I was like I was like a little kid again watching, like fucking hell, like didn't think that was the finish, but yeah, it was a cracking match. Like there was a couple of bits in it that Owen done. There's a spot where he runs up, gets whipped into the corner, does the fucking jumps on the top rope, on the top corner, and like does the backflip over her because he's running in. But like I could see Owen's foot slip a bit. Like I thought, fucking hell, that was a close one. And yeah, there's a couple of things Owen looked like, the fucking high flying stuff that looked a bit like not 100% crisp. But no, it was a cracking match though, brilliant match, and probably entertainment wise, probably the best one of the 4, I think, out of all mine.
I need to find me that. Sounds right then. I'll watch that later.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think maybe 10 minutes long.
Sweet.
Yeah.
My fourth one was total opposite to that, and my biggest mistake of these 4 that I picked. Also 92. You said 92 was the Owen one, wasn't it? Yeah. Also 92. See, 92, cracking year. I thought, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
It was from MSG. Like me some MSG. This will be good. It's got Hercules in it. Yeah. 3 boxes ticked so far, right? Versus the Warlord. Right, now I thought this could be odd because they're 2 villains potentially, weren't they? 92.
I almost chose that one. I've seen that one.
Mate, I'm fucking hats off to you for not doing it. I was so fucking. My heart sank into my head. I've only written like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've written 7 words. Right. And the rest of them have got like a whole page full, right? I've written 7 words. I've put in power and glory gear, face rough. That's all I said. In power and glory gear, face look rough, jobs. So I reckon this was towards the end of 92 when he'd done with power and glory. He lost interest, and like he was fucking stubbly and grey, and his hair was a mess. And it was like, I couldn't give a fuck. That was how it seemed.
Did he have like the normal mustache, just like not a beard and that? It was just like a...
No, like just a stubbly mess he was.
How was it?
Like a fucking hobo. And like there was a test of strength at the start and a couple of tackles, the same old big man shit that always happens. And then Warlord got like 2 minutes of heat on him, and that was it. Game over. See you later. Like, it wasn't the Hercules that we know and love. I was disappointed. Bless him. It wasn't his fault. I blame the booking. But
what do you think?
Wish I'd have finished on a better match than I did.
Yeah, why do you think that Power and Glory didn't do what you know what I mean? Because they were it was a great idea. Total like kind of like different wrestlers. You had the flashy one, and then you had the powerhouse and whatnot. But like it just didn't happen, did it? They weren't together all that long, and I don't know if there was some like internal issues.
When I did the Wikipedia of Hercules, it said that there was like contract issues with Roma. He was offered more money in the WCW, so he went there. And I suppose it was like the year after that the 4 Horsemen thing happened, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's when when Roma started saying that Flair was jealous of him or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would be, wouldn't you? I'm pretty sure in the sort of late 80s, all Flair wanted to be was a young stallion.
Oh yeah, that's it, isn't it? Good old fucking Jim Powers and right,
I'm pretty sure Flair just wanted to see with Jim Powers. He didn't want to be world champion or fucking, flying all over the world. Let me do the fucking JOB to fucking the Conquistadors.
Conquistador 1 and fucking, someone else. Fucking
Yeah,
Mike Sharp or something.
But yeah, Hercules. I enjoyed watching Hercules. I did watch more, to be fair, but the rules were pick 4, so I'll pick the first 4 that I watched to write them down. And it just proves also that we don't just pick the bestest matches ever.
Oh, no.
You know,
No.
they're picked quite randomly, to be fair. I did watch this Hercules. This is like some tags with the Rockers. With the Rockers on Friday, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
I won't watch the Power and Glory tag again. Not this one anyway. But it was really good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
Wednesday.
You are.
Go on. What are you saying?
Just quickly, when fucking Herc left WWE, when he went to Japan, did he tag with Scott Norton over there?
Yeah, Jurassic Powers.
So I thought, I didn't know if I was fucking imagining it, but something in my mind was saying that they tagged together, and I was just kind of wanting you to confirm it because I thought you'd know.
I remember seeing their matches on Eurosport.
All right.
Used to show New Japan on Eurosport. 94 kind of time. Oliver Humperdinck, strangely, talking about him earlier, he did the commentary.
Oh, did it?
It was Gordon Solly some weeks and Oliver Humperdinck others. And they were normally wrestling like fucking TNT, who's Savio Vega.
Yeah.
E-Team with Brad Armstrong on some, and Hawk and it was Hawk and Power, but I can't remember the Japanese guy's name that he teamed with.
Oh,
Kensuke, is it or something?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Power Warrior or something.
Yeah,
I don't know where it was, but they were I'm sure they were Power Warriors. Cracking. I'm not a big fan of Japanese wrestling, but I like the American Japanese wrestling, especially if the commentary's in America, in English.
Yeah.
You get a better understanding. I think I don't understand it because I don't know who they are, the Japanese fellas, and I'm never going to learn who they are because I don't understand the commentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I know fucking who Stan Hansen is. And are you on that Facebook page, the All Japan Classic matches or something?
No, I'm not, but I keep seeing things pop up. You used to share quite a bit.
Malin posts a lot, doesn't it? Malin posts some of them, like shares them.
Yeah.
But I'm a right good fan of them because they're like people who we know. So you can get behind them and they're like proper classic, like a lot of Bulldog matches on there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I watched a lot of the old fucking like Bulldogs and Malenkos and stuff from over there, and fucking great stuff. But it's always involving the American guys, or the English and that. But like you were saying, I don't really know too much about Japanese like wrestlers and that. Like, just a few of them, but generally, like you say, it's like guys like Hansen and that would go over there, and Brody and that art.
Tags I saw with Hansen, Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
Pete Roberts, the Englishman.
Yeah.
Like fucking Dan Spivey, shed loads of people that we know of.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that we know of, then I'd watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, good. Like that. All Japan classics. I'll send you the gimmick in a bit.
Yeah.
They're not on too long either. They're like highlights, so it's just enough to get your head around.
All right. Have you ever seen that Bulldogs Malenkos match from over there?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's quite a long one, isn't it? Like really long. It's fuck. I'm sure it's like an hour long.
And the Fantastic, and Bulldogs and Fantastics. I've seen that from there as well.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
Beautiful thing.
I ain't seen that.
I think it's the Fantastics with the brother though, Bobby Fulton's brother, Jackie.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Not Tom Rogers, but class anyway. Regardless.
All right.
Good. So, Canadian Stampede on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll watch that tomorrow.
Rockers on Friday.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. You've got your pick for next Monday.
Yeah.
Who you want?
Yeah, I'll have to give it some thought. I've got a few in my mind,
Righto.
but
Who are you going to pick on Wednesday?
you what? Sorry,
How the world are you going to pick on Wednesday?
on
Keep us
Wednesday.
all in suspense. It's still Wednesday.
Yeah, well, I could do. Yeah,
The rest of the world can handle this kind of suspense.
I don't know if they can, but they're gonna have to, aren't they? I've got to give it some deep thought. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like it's a bit like the X Factor. Fucking suspense. I can feel the drum roll is going on. Who's Bully gonna pick? We'll find out Wednesday.
Yeah, I might let you know before. If I decide before, I might let you know. I'll see what happens. Yeah,
Appreciate that. And then we'll have a world exclusive.
we will.
This is where every wrestling fan needs to be. The eyes of the wrestling world need to be here
It is
on
like
Wednesday to find out Bully's pick. Cliffhanger. Right cliffhanger.
it is. It's like an episode of EastEnders, isn't it?
Yeah, right now we need. There's no other way to finish this. We'll see everybody then.
All right.